This week for London and our green games is only 6 games. So there was 6 games for that entire weekend on October 8th where you could have actually used your NFL Sunday ticket. So today we're back with my final NFL Sunday ticket video. You may remember I made one kind of explaining NFL Sunday ticket. I then made one showing NFL Sunday ticket on YouTube TV, which is where I purchased it at. And I also made a video showing NFL Sunday ticket on regular YouTube. Now, the season is over. It is January 9th. And Sunday ticket's done for. So essentially, I'm gonna let you know whether NFL Sunday ticket is actually worth it. So first, I'm gonna go over some of the things that I really like, and then we're gonna take a look at the schedule and see really how many games we were actually able to watch with Sunday ticket. That way we can determine whether it's really worth the $350 or $450 for the season. Let's get into it. Click like, click subscribe, indulge in your life at indulgeclothing.com for the merch, and let's get into it. So let's get into some of the things that I really, truly enjoyed about NFL Sunday ticket. Now, sometimes there is some really great games that, of course, are not broadcasted locally. That's, of course, one big benefit of having NFL Sunday ticket. Another big benefit is the guide. I think they did a phenomenal job with the guide. I'm not 100% certain if it's the same type of guide that was used with DirecTV when they had Sunday ticket, but let's take a look here at the guide. Now, the guide's nice and easy to read. You can put in order from A to Z, and then you just scroll all the way down to the ends. You've got your NFL Network, your Red Zone, and then every Sunday ticket game, even telling you which 2 are blacked out in your area. So it's nice and easy to find the games that you want to watch, you know, of course, if there's a game available. Now, outside of the guide, I absolutely loved the multi-view feature that YouTube TV has added to their service. This feature is not exclusive to NFL Sunday ticket. It's actually exclusive to YouTube TV. One of the many reasons I think that their service is #1, and I think they have 6.5 million subscribers, and YouTube TV has become their fastest growing service. It's super quick, it's easy. You can pull up 4 games, jump between the games nice and easy. Let me show you right here. If I click on the Vikings in Detroit, I have the option to join live, catch up on live key plays, or watch in multi-view. If I select that, it then gives me more options to watch in multi-view, 3 and 4. So like I can select this one. And then this is really my favorite part. Now, I've muted everything so that I don't get demonetized from them, but it's very easy. Well, it looks like I got 2 of the same games in here, but it's very easy to jump between like this game and then hit the back button and jump over to the Jacksonville game. Let me add one thing and say that the only way you get the split screen 4-way multi-view is if you're using like an Xbox, a PlayStation, an Apple TV, or a Google TV. It does not work on a PC or on your mobile phone. Next, the recording options. I think the recording options are great. These recording options are also not fully exclusive to NFL Sunday ticket. If you want to record any, for example, Falcons game, you would get a lot of these same options. Let's take a look at it here. Now, in terms of recording, you can go over to add, and then when you click add, you get multiple options here as well to just record this event, to record all events, to record all Jacksonville events, or all Tennessee Titan events. And you get those same options no matter which game you click on. If it's Falcons and Saints, these would be replaced with Falcons and Saints. Now, of course, picture quality and resolution is important. For some reason, at the beginning of the season, a lot of people complained that they had terrible picture quality and that Sunday ticket was terrible on YouTube. I watched almost every Sunday. I never had an issue whatsoever. Every game was crystal clear, great sound, perfect, crystal clear picture. But I do use a Nest Pro, which is a Wi-Fi 6E system that's combined with a 1 GB internet connection from Charter. So I may have a better experience than, you know, somebody using a satellite TV or somebody using like T-Mobile home internet. So that one is a tough one to really evaluate because you don't know everybody's setup, and some people have a router that's 400 feet away from their living room and they're trying to stream 1080p game and it just don't really work well. I can even show you here some of the load times directly from my experience using YouTube TV with NFL Sunday Ticket on my Xbox One. In terms of load time and picture quality, absolutely no issues. Stellar streaming experience. As you see, I click back, I'm on this, and then I can jump over to the Lions and the Vikings. Very, very nice, quick, easy, and smooth. Granted, I am on a 1 gig connection with an Xbox, so if you're using Wi-Fi, it may not be as quick and smooth as you're seeing here in my video. This is all real time, but that's essentially how quick it can be. And I've had amazing stellar picture with every single game that I've watched. Now, outside of that, there is a few YouTube TV extras. Now, these extras are also included on YouTube TV, regardless if you pay for NFL Sunday Ticket. They just kind of show you some plays. You can see all the scores, some pretty cool things. I'll show you those right here. So like if I go down, I can go over here and see stats from the game. I can see key plays, scores from all of the other games around the league. All of this is all included without you having to pay for Sunday Ticket. This is just all a part of YouTube TV. And of course, NFL Red Zone is just NFL Red Zone. It shows you all the plays within the Red Zone. And then outside of that, you do have the option to either get Red Zone included or Red Zone not included. Red Zone is only on Sundays as well, and it's only for the 18 weeks of the NFL season. So all of those things are the items that I liked. I truly enjoyed having the ability to, on a Sunday, go, oh man, Jacksonville is, playing the Eagles, and I don't even have that game locally, so sweet. I can go over here, I can watch Jacksonville versus the Eagles and get a really good, entertaining game. But my problem comes in with two things. A, the price. I really think the $73 a month or $350 to like $450 price range that they had it at for the 2023 season. This is the first season of YouTube/YouTube TV having Sunday Ticket. I don't know if these prices will change in the 2024-2025 season, but that was the price for this year. I did sign up early because I was already a YouTube TV subscriber, so I believe I only paid $200 for the season. Almost think it's well worth $200 for the season. Just the $350 to $450 price is where I think it's not completely worth it. So let me show you. I've actually printed out the entire schedule from the 2023 NFL season. I will show it to you right now, and essentially I highlighted all of the games in green that I would have been able to watch with NFL Sunday Ticket. The games in pink are the games that I would not have been able to watch with NFL Sunday Ticket. For example, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, any Saturday games, any Thanksgiving games, any Christmas games, any of the overseas London games, any of the overseas Germany games. None of those were available on Sunday Ticket, which to me takes away from the value of Sunday Ticket. Let me change my view and let's go over the schedule for the 2023 season to show you which games would and would not have been available for you to view. All right, so this is my masterpiece of work here. As I mentioned, I have taken the full liberty to try to show you exactly how many games you would have been able to watch with NFL Sunday Ticket. So everything in pink, like I said, you would not have been able to watch at all. So like this is an Amazon Prime game. This is a Monday night game. This bottom one's a Sunday night game. I'll get this a little closer and show you in just a moment. Everything in blue would have been the blacked out games for Sunday Ticket. I can't fully remember exactly which games were which. So since we live in Atlanta, I tried to pick games that I figured would have been blacked out for the Atlanta area. Either way, 2 games are blacked out at 1 p.m., 1 for CBS, 1 for Fox. 2 games are blacked out at the 4 p.m. game, 1 for CBS, 1 for Fox. And then of course, everything in green is what you would have actually been able to watch and view with NFL Sunday Ticket. So this is the whole entire season. It does not show preseason or postseason. I just kind of wrote those in, but let's get a closer look at this right here. So of course, preseason would have not been included. Neither would have been the first game. Here is the first Sunday. You would have had the option to watch a good many games there. Then we come down here, the first Thursday night game, Monday night game, not included. This brings us into week 2. This will bring us into week 3. And then to me, here is where it gets tricky. So for example, we had a couple of these 9:30 a.m. games that were not on Sunday Ticket. One here in London, one over here as well in London. They did a couple of these games including some in Germany, not available, of course. Germany, not available, of course. Then you get to the holidays. So, of course, none of the Thanksgiving games are available. The Friday game, of course, not available, only available on Prime. Then we go into the closer to Christmas holiday season where there's all of these games. There was 2 Monday night games for that on that day. Not certain why, but there was. The December 16th games, completely unavailable. Of course, Monday, Thursday, and then here's some more Saturday games before Christmas. This one was only on Peacock, made a lot of people mad. Then we come down here, the Christmas games, not available, these two, or this one. Of course, the Thursday night and last Saturday of the year games, not available. These 2 Saturday games, not available. And then the playoffs and the Super Bowl, not available. Now, in my opinion, as I look at this, there is a lot of green, but in my opinion, if you really think about it, yes, you could watch all of these games. Like, for example, this week, there's a lot of green games, like a whole lot. But then, like, we go over to this week for London, and our green games is only 6 games. So there was 6 games for that entire weekend on October 8th where you could have actually used your NFL Sunday ticket due to the fact that there was a London game on NFL Network, and so that removed a game for you. Essentially the same here at Thanksgiving. There is 6 games that you would have been able to watch, but of course, you can only watch 1 game at a time. Now, yes, you can stream more than 1 NFL Sunday ticket stream in your household at a time. So if you have 3 or 4 TVs set up, then, well, you could watch, of course, more than 1 game at a time. But for the most part, you're only going to be able to watch 1 of these games at a time. And in my opinion, there's a whole lot of pink on these sheets that are completely unavailable, from the Thanksgiving, the Christmas, the exclusive to Peacock or other streaming services like Amazon Prime. To me, there's way more pink than I feel there should be for what you're paying for. At least, that's my opinion. And then also, don't forget, you don't get preseason at all, whatsoever. You don't get any playoffs games, and you don't get any Super Bowl game whatsoever. In my opinion, it's just genuinely not worth it. One other thing that I thought a lot of people would want to know is, what's the numbers? So there is, in the regular season alone, excluding preseason, excluding playoffs and the Super Bowl, there's 272 regular season games during the NFL season. At least there was during the 2023 NFL season. Out of those 272 games, 144 of those games would have been either blacked out or exclusive to NBC for Sunday night, or Monday night on ESPN, or Prime on Thursdays, or on a Saturday, etc. So that means that 52% of the games that are played in a regular season are completely unavailable on NFL Sunday Ticket. So you have the ability to actually watch 48% of the games on NFL Sunday Ticket, or 128 games. And in reality, considering that it's an 18-week season, and essentially you can really only watch 1 game at a time, you would actually only be able to watch 36 games. 1 game from 1 to 4 and another game from 4 to 7 out of the 18 weeks. That's the actual numbers from all of my work here. So maybe I'm being a little bit too much with my entire schedule printed and taking the time to highlight everything. Thank you to my wife for helping me out with this. But to me, for what you're paying at $350 to $450 for a season that only lasts for 4 months, I mean, you really get September, October, November, December. That's a lot of money, in my opinion, for a third of the year, when if you don't have cable TV and you get Sunday Ticket through just YouTube, you've got even more games that you can't watch. So that part is just, it's a very tough sell, in my opinion, for somebody with YouTube. For somebody with YouTube TV, it's a little easier, but it's also just, in my opinion, priced way too high for what you get. Unless you know that every single Sunday you're going to be at home and you're going to be able to watch those games, which I can tell you, I was not. I tried to watch every time I could, but there was times that we went places or we were going somewhere and I completely missed entire days of Sunday Ticket. It is just a very expensively hard pill to swallow, in my opinion, for this service. Now, I will say that I think NFL Red Zone is great. That also only runs through the main 18 weeks, but you mainly get to see the good plays. You get to see the touchdowns. You get to see when they're in the end zone. And one thing you may not know is as the 1 o'clock games are going off, and the 4 o'clock games are about to start, if there's a gap in there, like a 10 to 15 minute gap, and say maybe a game is tied, well, NFL Red Zone just puts that game on. They're not just showing you stuff in the red zone. They just basically show you the entire game. Well, the entire ending of the game. So if it's in overtime, you may get to watch overtime, and then as 4:15 or 4:25 gets here and another game starts, it may jump over to one of those games and jump back and forth. But at the end of the day, you'll know the score of every game. And to me, I think next year I would probably pay for NFL Red Zone just for NFL Red Zone, but I would not get NFL Sunday Ticket. I personally really wish that Sunday Ticket gave you the option to select your favorite team, and maybe for $99 a year or something, you could just watch every single game of that team. Now, for somebody like me, I live in Atlanta, so the Falcons are naturally my team. Yeah, I know. But if I lived in Arizona and really wanted to see my Falcons play, I would love to have the ability to just pay $99 and get to watch every single Falcons game, and only the Falcons games. But of course, it would probably still be limited to the same, excluding Sunday night, Monday night. It would of course exclude the Thursday prime games. It would exclude Saturdays and Thanksgiving and Christmas. So there would still be games that I would miss. But if I was in an area where I could not easily watch the Atlanta Falcons play, I think the ability to be able to just select one team and get to watch all their games would be a lot better option. And I think a lot of people would actually go for that over paying the $350 to $450 to get to watch all the games when, well, you can only watch really one game at a time, unless you're in split screen and you're watching 4, but it's still really hard to do that. And you can only hear one game at a time in split screen. So in my opinion, after having it for one season, I would not buy it again, unless I had like a basement with maybe 5 TVs in the basement. Then it'd be way more worth it, because I could go down in my basement, shoot some pool, put me a different game on almost each TV, and really be able to get a little more value out of Sunday Ticket. But if you've got one TV in your living room and one in your bedroom, to me, it's completely not worth it. So that's my take on NFL Sunday Ticket after the first season with YouTube TV. I will, of course, have a link down below in my description to sign up for YouTube TV. If you would like to get YouTube TV and NFL Sunday Ticket, they have a referral program where that you're able to save a little bit on your first month bill by using my link. I would also like to say that YouTube nor the NFL did not pay me to do this. This is not an ad. This is just me genuinely sharing my experience and let you know what I think about NFL Sunday Ticket after having it for an entire season. Hope this video was helpful for you. Of course, if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments and I will get to those and answer them to the best of my ability. I think that'll do it for this video. Click like, click subscribe, indulge in your life at indulgeclothing.com for the merch, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.